Hi students. So first of all, I welcome you all to my first video on the chapter electrochemistry, right? In the previous videos, we completed the discussion on, yes, it is aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Then we'll come back to the physical chemistry once again, that is with a new chapter, that is electrochemistry, right? Once again, very important discussion as far as your annual examination is concerned. The second PU syllabus, there will be 9 hours all allotted to this particular chapter. The number of hours allotted to this particular electrochemistry is 9 hours. Therefore, in this particular chapter, from this particular chapter, there will be 8 marks question. You can expect 8 marks question from this particular chapter, in the annual examination board paper, right? The weightage of this chapter in the annual examination is 8 marks. And out of 8 marks, in part A, there will be one question. That is question number 3. Question number 3 is, of course, from this particular chapter. That is 1 mark question from part A. Yes, 1 mark question in part A. That is question number 3 is from electrochemistry. And in part B, we have question number 12, and that carries 2 marks. In part B, there is a question number 12. The question number 12 will be from this particular chapter, electrochemistry. That is 2 mark question. And in part D, and that is of course in the 4th section. In part D, we have 2 sections, one part 4 and section 4 and section 5. And in section 4, we have one question, that is question number 29, and that carries 5 marks. Totally there are 8 marks. That is weightage of this particular chapter electrochemistry in the annual examination is 8 marks. The competitive exams, definitely you can expect minimum 2 questions from this particular chapter electrochemistry. Because of that, so in the view of our annual examination and with respect to the competitive exams, I am going to start the discussion what we call it as electrochemistry there. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ definitely that helps you to face what we call it as competitive exams. So hagagi we'll start with that electrochemistry. What is that electrochemistry, right? And as far as electrochemistry is concerned, that is a branch of chemistry that deals with the study of interconversion of 2 forms of energy, that is electrical energy and chemical energy. That is, it deals with the study of, yes, it is interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. It deals with the study of interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. According to first law of thermodynamics, one form of energy can be transformed into another form, is it not? Accordingly, in this particular branch of chemistry, we are going to discuss those processes or those procedures, those concepts which will be related to the interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. And also, it deals with the study of behavior of electrolytes. It deals with the study of behavior of electrolytes. And that branch of chemistry is called as electrochemistry. The branch of chemistry that deals with the study of interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. And also, the behavior of electrolytes, and that is what we call it as electrochemistry. What is that electrolyte and the prashna bandaga? It is one chemical substance. Electrolyte is one chemical substance that conducts electricity in solution. Electrolyte is one chemical substance that conducts electricity. Andre, you can pass electricity through the solution of this particular substance, and that is what we call it as electrolyte. The substance that allows electricity to pass through it, that is what we call it as electrolyte. Why it conducts electricity ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, because this electrolyte is characterized by free ions. This electrolyte is characterized by free ions in solution. Solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ free ions ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ it is going to conduct electricity, and that is what we call it as electrolyte. The substance that conducts electricity in solution or in molten state, and that is called as electrolyte. And it is characterized by free ions in solution or in molten state. Molten state ಅಂದ್ರೆ melted form ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. And due to the presence of free ions, it conducts electricity. For example, we have sodium chloride, okay na? We have potassium chloride, we have ammonium chloride, yes. So many salts we have. They conduct electricity in solution. Therefore, they are all coming under electrolytes. They are all coming under electrolytes. In electrochemistry, we discuss something about behavior of electrolytes and also interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. What is that interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy anta prashne madidre? That is, you can convert electrical energy into chemical energy. That is, electrical energy will be in the form of electricity, right? It will be in the form of electricity. Chemical energy will be in the form of chemical reactions. Chemical energy will be in the form of chemical reactions, and that too in the form of redox reactions that you studied in first PUC in terms of redox reactions, that is oxidation and reduction reactions. You can make use of electricity, that is, you can make use of electricity in order to perform chemical reactions, redox reactions, in order to perform chemical reactions, in order to carry out, yes, it is redox reactions. That is what we call it as conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy. I can make use of electricity in order to bring about, yes, it is chemical reactions, especially redox chemical reactions, and that is what we call it as conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy. At the same time, you can make use of certain redox reactions in order to generate electricity, that is conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy. And I can make use of certain redox reactions. I can make use of certain redox reactions in order to generate electricity, that is conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy. That is the meaning of interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. One form of energy can be transformed into another form, is it not? That is according to first law of thermodynamics. And here in electrochemistry, we discuss some processes wherein we observe interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy. And especially, electricity can be utilized to bring about certain non-spontaneous redox reactions. I can make use of electricity in order to bring about certain non-spontaneous redox reactions. Non-spontaneous redox reactions are the reactions which do not take place on their own. That is what we call them as non-spontaneous redox reactions. I can make use of this electricity in order to carry out non-spontaneous redox reactions, and that is what we call conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. Similarly, we have certain chemical reactions, what we call them as spontaneous redox reactions. I can make use of certain spontaneous redox reactions in order to generate electricity. So that is what we call conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy. So that is what we call it as electrochemistry there. In order to bring about interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy, I can make use of some devices. What we call them as, yes, it is electrochemical cells. What we call it as electrochemical cells, right? This is the first discussion under what we call it as electrochemistry, that is electrochemical cells. The devices which will be used to bring about interconversion of electrical energy and chemical energy, that is what we call it as electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells will be of two types. One, it will be galvanic cells, and of course it is electrolytic cells. One, it will be galvanic cells, another it will be electrolytic cells. These are the two types of electrochemical cells. And in the case of galvanic cells, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. This is galvanic cell. That means I can make use of certain spontaneous redox reactions. In order to generate electricity, that is conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy. That is observed in the case of galvanic cells. Whereas in the case of electrolytic cells, electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. I can make use of electricity to bring about certain non-spontaneous redox reactions. That is, I can make use of electricity in order to bring about certain non-spontaneous redox reactions. That is what we call it as electrolytic cells. Electrolytic cells alli electricity anna ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ರಿಡಾಕ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಸ್ಪಾಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ರಿಡಾಕ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಪಾಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? whereas electrolytic cells where electricity is used to bring about chemical reactions. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲವು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And of course here in the ganglionic cells, the reaction is, yes, it is spontaneous. Here it is non-spontaneous. Therefore, as you studied in first VOC, here delta G naught is negative. The delta G naught is standard free energy change. That is negative for the galvanic cells, and of course it will be positive for the, yes, it is electrolytic cells, where the chemical reaction is non-spontaneous. The chemical reaction takes place only in presence of external force or external support. This chemical reaction takes place as long as electricity is supplied. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡೀತಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಸ್ಪಾಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. But it's not like that. It takes place on its own until unless that equilibrium is reached. That is what we call it as spontaneous redox reaction. Here, non-spontaneous redox reaction, and that is what we call it as differences between galvanic cells and of course electrolytic cells. But our intention is to study what we call it as galvanic cells in detail. Our intention in chapter we need to study what we call it as galvanic cells. But before going to that particular aspect, galvanic cells, I want to highlight some importance of electrochemistry in our life. Alva? ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗೇನೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಎಸ್. And as far as electrochemistry is concerned, nowadays, we are making use of some alternate sources of energy. We are talking about some alternate sources of energy, especially batteries. Batteries are what we call it as alternate sources of energy. I can make use of these batteries in order to generate electrical energy. And of course, these batteries will be used. These batteries will be used to run varieties of yes, it is electronic devices and of course mechanical devices. Even we are using these batteries for running what we call it as even cars and even bikes also, is it not? We make use of these batteries in the mobiles also, is it not? Whatever the online class that is going on now, that's because of, yes, it is the battery that is being used in, yes, it is mobile medical implants will be, yes, it is installed, in the body of the human being. And there are these, that is transistor based, or you can say that microchip based electronic devices, they are being they are implanted in our body. Okay, now these devices are, they are working because of the long lasting lithium batteries used in those electronic devices. These batteries are releasing energy, they are providing energy for the performing, for the functioning of those particular electronic devices. Like that, this electrochemistry is playing a vital role. Not only these batteries, even in our body, various processes are based on the electrochemical reactions that are going on in our body. For example, I tell you one thing, that is, in heart, there is one point, that is what we call it as pacemaker. And so one point in heart that is generating some impulses, electrical impulses, which will be responsible for the heartbeat. Just imagine. And that process is electrochemical process. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಶಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ in order to initiate what we call it as electrical impulses of the heart, so that heartbeat starts. And that pacemaker is the one point in the heart that is producing some impulses which will be responsible for the heartbeat, that is. And various, the communication processes among the cells in our body. Or you can say the transmission of signals from cells to the brain, or from brain to the various tissues and cells. That transmission of signals, various sensory signals, is also, of course, because of various electrochemical reactions that are going on in our body. At the same time, we are going to extract varieties of metals from their ores. extraction of sodium, extraction of magnesium, or you can say extraction of potassium from their, yes, it is natural sources, ores and minerals, is of course is because of various electrochemical processes. Or you can say extraction of aluminium from bauxite is also electrochemical process. Not only that, your rusting of iron is electrochemical phenomenon. Metals undergo rusting ಅಥವಾ corrosion. Rusting of iron is an electrochemical phenomenon. Hagadre, in order to prevent that rusting, we make use of electrochemistry. Rusting is electrochemical phenomenon. In order to prevent that rusting of iron, we make use of electricity, that is galvanization. Galvanization is giving coating on the surface of, yes, it is the iron, so that the rusting of iron can be, yes, it is prevented temporarily. Is it not? And of course, we come across one important phenomenon, what we call electroplating. Giving coating of superior metal on the inferior metal. Electroplating is also based on, yes, it is principles of electrochemistry. Is also based on principles of electrochemistry. Is it not? So like that, at the same time, various chemicals like sodium hydroxide, chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine, they are being manufactured by making use of electricity. That is by electrochemical processes. Is it not? Like that, electrochemistry is playing a very, very important role as far as our day-to-day life is concerned. Not only that, we come across certain fuel cells and they are also alternate sources of energy. One example I tell you, that is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell that you are going to study in the same chapter, that is being used in Apollo space program as a source of energy, as a source of electrical power. So that is what we call it as the importance of this electrochemistry. And because of that, knowledge of electrochemistry is very, very essential. And of course, I started what we call it as electrochemical cells. And of course, I explained different types of electrochemical cells. Under these two types, our discussion is only on, yes, it is galvanic cells. Our discussion is only on galvanic cells, right? And of course, you studied this galvanic cells in first PUC in the chapter redox reactions. Galvanic cells are the chemical, they are the devices which will be used to convert spontaneous, yes, it is, which will be used to convert chemical energy to electrical energy. In galvanic cells, spontaneous redox reactions. We make use of spontaneous redox reactions in order to generate electricity there. And as far as galvanic cells are concerned, these galvanic cells are produced by, yes, it is connecting. These galvanic cells can be produced by connecting two different electrodes. When two different electrode systems are connected, externally by electric coil, internally by salt bridge. I tell you this particular discussion later. These galvanic cells can be constructed by connecting two different electrode systems. That is, when two different electrode systems are connected, externally by electric coil, internally by salt bridge, you are going to get, yes, it is one device called what we call it as galvanic cells. ಈ galvanic cells ಅನ್ನ electrical energy ನ produce ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ spontaneous redox reaction ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, that is responsible for the production of electrical energy. And of course, here these galvanic cells can be constructed by connecting two different electrode systems ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. What is that electrode system ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, imagine a solution. Yes, imagine a solution. This is a solution of containing metal ion M plus N ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. When metal is placed in a solution containing its own ions, this is a metal. Any metal you want. When a metal is placed in a solution containing its own ions, that is metal, ion of the metal is M plus N. That is, when metal loses N number of electrons, it is converted to M plus N. And this is what we call metal is converted to metal ion. Then you are going to get, if I keep a metal in a solution containing its own ions, then you are going to get electrode system. And that electrode system is represented by M bar M plus N anta. That is, M is a metal or any element, and it is placed in a solution containing its own ion, and it is separated by single vertical line. This single vertical line is, yes, it is interface. That is, this is a solid and it's a liquid. There is an interface between liquid and solid is represented by what we call it as single vertical line. And this is what we call it as electrode system. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂತ ಅಯಾನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕೀಪ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಕೀಪ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ in zinc ion solution, if I keep chlorine in chloride ion solution, yes, if I keep oxygen in hydroxide ion solution, notice metal is in contact with metal ion, metal is contact with its own metal ion, element is in contact with its own ion, element is in contact with its own ion. OH minus is ion of oxygen, hydrogen element, it is in contact with its own ions, H plus. They constitute what we call it as electrode systems. If any element is brought in contact with its own ions, then you are going to get electrode system. That is called as electrode system. And here, when two different electrodes, if I connect any of the two electrode systems, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು different electrode systems ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. Copper ಇದು zinc, ಇದು chlorine electrode, ಇದು oxygen electrode, ಇದು hydrogen electrode. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಎರಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, if any two electrode systems, if any two different electrode systems are connected externally by electric wire, internally by salt bridge, then you are going to get what we call it as galvanic cell, where there is a spontaneous conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy takes place. ಯಾವುದೇ ಎರಡು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, electrical energy production start ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a flow of electrons from one electrode system to the another electrode system, and that is production of electricity starts when two different electrode systems are connected externally by electrode system, electric wire, internally by salt bridge. And of course I am going to discuss one such yes, it is galvanic cell. I am going to discuss one such galvanic cell that is produced by connecting two different electrode systems. That is, one is zinc electrode system, another is copper electrode system. That is what we call it. This is one galvanic cell. It's an example for galvanic cell, and it is called as Daniell cell. And Daniell cell is an example for galvanic cell. This Daniell cell is obtained when zinc electrode is connected to copper electrode. When zinc electrode is connected to copper electrode, externally by electric wire, internally by salt bridge. External ಆಗಿ electric wire ಮೂಲಕ, internal ಆಗಿ salt bridge ಮೂಲಕ ಈ copper electrode ಮತ್ತು zinc electrodes ಅನ್ನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, this is copper electrode, this is zinc electrode. When these two are connected, you are going to get a Daniell cell. Connect ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ there is a spontaneous flow of electrons from zinc electrode to the copper electrode. This is zinc electrode. Left side ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು zinc electrode. This is zinc electrode. Right side ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು copper electrode. Yes, I said that is electrode is a system where metal is placed in a solution containing its own ion. Here zinc metal, this is zinc metal plate dipped in, yes, zinc metal plate dipped in solution of zinc sulfate. That is, zinc sulfate solution contains Zn plus 2 ions. Now there is a contact between zinc and Zn plus 2 ions. There is a contact between zinc metal and Zn plus 2 ions. Zn plus 2 ions are present in solution. Zinc atoms are present in metal. Here, in the case of this is copper electrode system where copper metal is dipped in copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution contains what? Copper plus 2 ions. Copper metal contains what? Copper metal atoms. Andre, there is a contact between copper and copper ions. Here, there is a contact between zinc and zinc ions. This is zinc electrode. This is copper electrode. When these two are connected externally by electric wire, internally by salt bridge, there is a spontaneous flow of electrons from zinc electrode to the copper electrode. This is the direction of the flow of electrons from zinc to the copper electrode. Yes. Okay, now whenever there is a direction, if the electron flow is from zinc electrode to the copper electrode, in the opposite direction there is a flow of electric current. By convention, the direction of current is opposite to the direction of, yes, it is electron flow, is it not? Electrons zinc ಇಂದ ಕಾಪರ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಇಂದ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕನ್ವೆನ್ಷನಲಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಸ್, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ why there is a flow of electrons from zinc to the copper only? Why there is a flow of electrons from zinc electrode to the copper electrode? Because when these two electrode systems are connected, zinc metal undergoes oxidation to form Zn plus 2 with the loss of 2 electrons. ಈ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಪರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಲೂಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಬಿಕಮ್ Zn+2 ಅಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಅಯಾನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Zn+2 ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ಕಾಪರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್. ಜಿಂಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೋರ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ಕಾಪರ್. when zinc loses electrons, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Electrons will be conducted through the metal and of course in the external circuit and they reach copper electrode, is it not? Once the electrons reach here, electrons ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? In the solution of copper sulfate we have copper ions. ಹೌದಾ? Copper sulfate solution contains copper ions. These copper ions, they are going to take up electrons from the metal surface. They are going to accept the electrons from the metal surface and they get deposited on the surface of the copper metal. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ at copper electrode, copper +2 ions from the solution, the copper ions in the solution ಇಂದ they take up electrons and get converted to copper metal. ಹೌದಾ? And because of this chemical reaction ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? There is a spontaneous flow of electrons from zinc electrode to the copper electrode system, and that is responsible for the flow of electrons, and from zinc to the, that is responsible for the generation of electricity, that is responsible for the flow of current from copper to the zinc there. ಹೌದಾ? And remember why that copper undergoes reduction here? Because the tendency of losing electrons in the case of zinc is more than that of copper. Because of that, the copper +2 has to accept electrons given by the zinc there. ಅಥವಾ tendency of gaining electrons in the case of copper is more compared to the zinc. ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು Zn+2. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅಪ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವೆದರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೈನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ when zinc electrode is connected to copper electrode, zinc undergoes oxidation, that means it loses electrons. When same zinc electrode is connected to aluminum electrode anta itkoli, when zinc electrode is connected to aluminum electrode anta itkoli, aga zinc gains electrons. Aga enagutte? Zinc is going to gain electrons, aga aluminum is going to lose electrons. ಹೌದಾನೆ? ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ is going to lose electron. ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಪರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ zinc ions are going to take up electrons, because in the case of zinc tendency of losing electrons in the case of zinc is less compared to aluminum. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ loses electrons, zinc gains electrons. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೇನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾಟ್? ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೇನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸಿಲ್ವರ್, ಆಗ ಕಾಪರ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಆಗ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ because in the case of copper and silver, tendency of losing electrons in the case of copper is more than that of silver, but tendency of losing electrons in the case of copper is less than that of zinc. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, the tendency of losing electrons or gaining electrons is a relative tendency that depends on, yes it is, the nature of the another electrode with which it is connected. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಅನಾಲಜಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ 5th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ 12th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಒಬ್ಬ 5th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ 8th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬನು 12th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇವರಿಬ್ರು ಕುಸ್ತಿ ಆಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಗೆಲ್ತಾರೆ? ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೇಸಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ 8th standard student can beat 5th standard student. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಇದೇ 8th standard student 12th standard ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 8th standard student ಇದಾನಲ್ಲ ಅವನು 5th standard student ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವನು ಗೆಲ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೇ 8th standard student 12th standard student ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಗೆಲ್ತಾರೆ? 12th standard ಗೆಲ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೌದ್ರೆ 8th standard student ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಸೋಲ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಎಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆದರ್ 8th standard student loses or gains, ಅವ್ನು ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸೋಲೋದು ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅವನು ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನು 5th standard ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೆಲ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನೇ 12th standard ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೋಲ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ whether an individual loses or gains electrons, that depends on the nature of the another individual that you can follow. Yes, okay na? So this is what we call it as the for understanding purpose, that I give this analogy, right? Ega, yes it is. In the case of Daniell cell, what I said, in the case of Daniell cell, that zinc undergoes oxidation and loses electrons and gets converted to Zn+2 with the loss of 2 electrons. How the when yes it is, zinc loses electrons will be conducted through the metal surface and of course will be through the electrical wire. Therefore electrons are conducting through the metal surface, therefore zinc electrode is negatively charged. That is, zinc electrode is negatively charged due to the accumulation of electrons over the surface of metal. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ Zn+2 ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ Zn ions ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಇಂಟು ದಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ions will enter into the solution. Zn+2 ion will enter into the solution, electrons will be there on the surface. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ zinc electrode is negatively charged and this reaction is oxidation reaction. This reaction is called oxidation reaction. In chemistry, we have one generalization. The electrode where oxidation takes place is called anode. The electrode where oxidation takes place is called anode. And here in the Daniell cell, zinc electrode is acting like an anode because there is oxidation of zinc metal into, yes it is, zinc ions. Therefore, zinc electrode is anode for the Daniell cell. Whereas in the case of copper ion, in the copper electrode, look at this. In the case of copper electrode, electrons will enter into the copper electrode. Electrons are copper metal surface ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ? ಕಾಪರ್ ions ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಕಾಪರ್ ions. These copper ions will take up electrons and get converted to copper. ಈ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಕಾಪರ್ ions ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ? ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಕಾಪರ್ ions ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು it is going to deposit on the surface of, yes it is, metal. Therefore, yes it is, this is yes it is what we call it as positive electrode. This is positively charged electrode because ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಾಪರ್ ions ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಾಪರ್ ions from the solution will take up electrons from the metal surface. Therefore, that metal surface loses electrons and therefore it is positive electrode. And of course, and this electrode where reduction takes place is called cathode. Electrode where reduction takes place is electrode where reduction takes place is called cathode there. Okay, now any electrode where reduction takes place is called cathode. ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಲೋನ್ ಇದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ where oxidation takes place. Left hand side electrode where oxidation takes place and it is acting like anode and it is negatively charged. Lone. Left hand side electrode where oxidation takes place, hence it is anode and it is negatively charged. That is lone ಅಂತ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದು ಆನೋಡ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ. So this is the reaction that is going on in the anode of the Daniell cell. This is the reaction that is going on in the cathode of the Daniell cell. And of course, ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ, ಕಾಮನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ Zn ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 2 ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ aqueous ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ions are present in solution aqueous. ಓಕೆನಾ? and of course this is what we call it as aqueous solution only. and of course right side ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, this is copper, this is solid metal, ಹೌದಾನೆ? this is solid metal, right? and of course plus Zn plus 2, that is in aqueous solution. Yes, this is the overall reaction that is going on in Daniell cell. This is the overall reaction that is going on in Daniell cell. Yes, agboda? and of course as far as standard Daniell cell is concerned, standard Daniell cell andre standard Daniell cell can be constructed by connecting standard copper electrode and standard zinc electrode. Standard copper electrode andre the electrode where copper metal is placed in 1 molar solution of copper sulfate. ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು 1 molar ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 1 molar ಜಿಂಕ್ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ Daniell cell ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ zinc metal has to be placed in 1 molar solution of zinc sulfate, copper metal has to be placed in 1 molar copper sulfate solution. That is standard Daniell cell. And of course at a temperature of 298 kelvins, at a temperature of 298 kelvins. Okay na? Yes, that is what we call it as standard Daniell cell, right? Standard Daniell cell alli, you know, I connected these two electrode system by means of galvanometer, is it not? Or potentiometer, howdane? And the reading in the galvanometer for standard Daniell cell, the reading in the galvanometer for standard Daniell cell is around what we call it as 1.10 volt. That is called as standard cell potential, we call it as. It's called as standard cell potential. I tell you later what exactly that cell potential is. ಈ ಎರಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ 1.10 volts. That is the potential developer when zinc one, that is standard zinc electrode system is connected to the standard copper electrode system, externally by electric wire and internally by, yes, it is salt bridge. That is what we call it as potential developed between standard zinc electrode and standard copper electrode. Yes, agboda? Yes, adar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು details ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ, right? And as far as my intention of giving this value here is, I want to study effect of external opposite potential. External opposite potential. I want to study the effect of external opposite potential on the, yes, it is Daniell cell. ಈ Daniell cell ಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ, I am going to apply external potential in the direction opposite to that of, yes, it is Daniell cell. I am going to, yes, it is apply external opposite potential by making use of certain batteries. Look at this. Let me connect this, right? And here it is a battery there. Okay, now this is negative, this is positive, and of course here it is, right? All right, and this is a resistance, right? Okay, now I am going to apply, you know, external opposite potential. Yes, I am going to apply external opposite potential in the direction opposite to the, yes, it is the Daniell cell. Okay na? The external opposite potential, what is the effect of external opposite potential on the, yes, it is the functioning of, yes, it is Daniell cell anta prashne madidre. Imagine if external opposite potential is less than 1.1 volts anta itkolli. Actually standard cell potential of Daniell estiде 1.10 ide. If I apply the external opposite potential which is less than 1.10, then electrons flow from zinc to copper electrode. ಏನು ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೇ ತರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪಾಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಇಂದ ಕಾಪರ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ external opposite potential is less than 1.10 volts. Because potential of the Daniell cell is greater than opposite potential, is it not? That's why electrons flow from zinc to the copper. Yes, and of course the chemical reaction is similar to that of the previous one. That is zinc undergoes oxidation, and same reaction is going on here. Same reaction is going on here. This is the reaction that is going on when that external opposite potential is less than 1.10 volts. That is, same chemical reaction takes place. Electrons flow from zinc to copper, yes, and this is a chemical reaction where zinc undergoes oxidation, copper ions undergo reduction. This reaction agate. The reaction is spontaneous. And of course, if external opposite potential is greater than 1.10 volts idre, ille external opposite apply martidevalla, if it is greater than 1.10, then external potential dominates. Aga chemical reaction reverses. Then earlier, when potential was less than 1.10, electrons were flowing from zinc to copper. If it is greater than 1.0, electrons will flow from copper to zinc. Electrons will be flowing from copper to zinc. Reverse agate. Electrons copper to zinc hodre current zinc to copper hogtirutte. Hauda? If external opposite potential is greater than 1.10, electrons will flow from copper to zinc because of this reaction, chemical reaction. Idhara reverse bariri. Illi product idella adu reactant agi bariri. That is, this is illi irtakanta products illi reactant agutte. Illi irtakanta reactants illi product agutte. Nodi, zinc plus copper plus 2. Nodi enayitu ಈಗ. When external opposite potential is greater than 1.10, that is, copper is acting like an anode. Andre copper undergoes oxidation. Copper is losing electrons. Aga copper undergoes oxidation. Zinc undergoes reduction. And of course, this is what we call it as, this is possible only when that external opposite potential is greater than 1.10. And of course, therefore, the reaction is non-spontaneous. This reaction takes place only when external opposite potential is greater than 1.10. And this non-spontaneous redox reaction takes place only in electrolytic cells. Non-spontaneous redox reactions yavagagute? Only in non-electrolytic cells agate. Avagala helidna. Electrolytic cells alli redox reaction is non-spontaneous. This reaction takes place only when external opposite potential is greater than 1.10. Aga Daniell cell is converted into electrolytic cell. One prashne keltare. How is Daniell cell is converted to electrolytic cell ante ಹೇಳಿ. ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು? When external opposite potential is greater than 1.10, then there is a flow of electrons from copper to zinc in the reverse direction. And this reaction is non-spontaneous. ಯಾಕೆ? This reaction takes place only when external opposite potential is greater than 1.10 volts. And therefore, because of this non-spontaneous redox reaction, that yes, it is the cell can be converted. That cell can be considered as an electrolytic cell. Hagagi that any galvanic cell for that matter, ಯಾವುದೇ galvanic cell ಗೆ, if external opposite potential is greater than standard cell potential, then galvanic cells can be converted into it is electrolytic cells. Daniell cell case alli, if external opposite potential is greater than 1.10, then Daniell cell is converted to electrolytic cell. Hagagi this is what we call it as the effect of what we call it as external opposite potential on the Daniell cell. And of course, if it is external opposite potential is equal to 1.10 volts. If external opposite potential is equal to 1.10, that is that two forces are in the opposite direction. We are having same magnitude. No chemical reaction takes place. No flow of electrons. And the reaction is at equilibrium. No generation of electricity. Yes. So this is what we call it as effect of external it is opposite potential on the Daniell cell. And of course, as far as diagram baridira, illon salt bridge ide. And as far as salt bridge is concerned, idra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, right? Salt bridge is just one U-shaped glass tube. One U-shaped glass tube ಇದೆ, and it will be mixed with solution of KCl in agar-agar medium. Agar-agar is a kind of carbohydrate. It's like powder. If it is added to hot water, it will be in liquid form. So the hot solution of it is agar-agar powder in hot solution of agar-agar in water, you add KCl. Yes. Avaga a mixture is in liquid form. When that mixture is cooled, it will be converted to semi-solid. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸೆಮಿ ಸಾಲಿಡ್. ರೂಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸೆಮಿ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಜಲ್ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, KCl ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹಾಟ್ ಅಗಾರ್ ಅಗಾರ್ ಪೌಡರ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಟಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್. ಎಸ್, ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ agar medium contains what? K plus and Cl minus ions. ಹೌದಾ? And it is placed inverted with each limb on each electrode. ಹೌದಾ? ಒಂದು ಲಿಂಬನ್ನ ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲಿಂಬನ್ನ ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೇವೆ. The main function of salt bridge is to maintain electrical neutrality. During that chemical reaction going on in the Daniell cell, you should maintain the electrical neutrality of both the solutions. Otherwise, no flow of electrons. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? Before the chemical reaction, total positive charge in the solution is equal to total negative charge in the solution. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು Zn+2 ಇತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ವಾಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಟೋಟಲ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಯಾವಾಗ? ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು. ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇಂದ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗೆ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫ್ಲೋ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್. ಈ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಫ್ಲೋಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇಂದ 2 Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು Zn+2 ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇಂದ 2 Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಕಾಪರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಇತ್ತು. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಗಿನ ಮೊದಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ copper+2 is equal to ಟೋಟಲ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಪರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆವಾಗ ಕಾಪರ್ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೌದಾ? ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ, ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ಯಾವ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದೆ? ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದೆ. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದನ್ನ ಅದು ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಫ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಪೋಸ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ದ ಕಾಪರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ K+ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಇಂಟು ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾನೆ, copper+2 ಕಾಪರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ K+ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದಾಗ for every one copper+2 2 K+ will enter. For every one Zn+2 2 Cl minus will enter here. So that electrical neutrality of solution can be maintained. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಸ್, ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅದೇ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ that will disturb the flow of electrons in the external circuit. So because of that salt bridge is used. Okay na? Yes. And of course ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that is Daniell cell ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು, that is the reaction at anode. ಯಾವುದು reaction at anode? ಯಾವುದು Zn gives Zn+2 with 2 electrons. ಹೌದಾ? This is Zn solid, this is aqueous, this is reaction at anode. What is this? ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, copper+2 will take up those 2 electrons given by zinc and get converted to copper. This is aqueous solution, this is solid. ಹೌದಾ? This is a reaction at cathode. ಎರಡು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ 2 electrons ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Zn solid plus copper+2. ಹೌದಾ? aqueous, right? And that gives ಏನ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಏನಿದೆ Zn+2 plus copper+2. that is zinc undergoes oxidation. ಹಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. 0 becomes +2. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್, that is loss of electrons. +2 becomes 0. ಹೌದಾ? +2 becomes 0. ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೆಂಗೆ? that is called as reduction. ಹೌದಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಆಯಿಲ್ ರಿಗ್ ಅಂತ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಆಯಿಲ್ ರಿಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons. Really, zinc loses electrons and become +2. 0 becomes +2 by losing 2 electrons. +2 becomes 0 by gaining 2 electrons. So the gain of electrons is reduction, loss of electrons is oxidation. ಆ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆನೋಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡೇನಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಆನೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲೋನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್, ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಆನೋಡ್, ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್. ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನೋಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಥೋಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ redox reactions. Electrode where oxidation takes place is anode, electrode where reduction takes place is cathode. ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದರ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1.10 ಅಂತ ಬಳಿದ್ನ ಅದು ಏನದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ರೈಟ್.